it starts with a question that Ms. Mott brought up in her testimony, but again, I'll open it up for the whole panel. She commented on the role that government can play in helping to educate potential angels and grow angel networks. And I was wondering if adequate, in your opinions, does adequate support framework exist for the industry to take up new resources and implement these new education programs? So we'll start with Ms. Mott.
The framework exists in the Angel Capital Association and the Angel Capital Education Foundation, but I think additional funding is required to expand that reach. Like Mr. May, as a matter of fact, on Monday, I'll be in Austin, Texas, teaching a course, an ACEF course, to angel investors for term sheets and due diligence. But I know we have very limited resources, and a lot of us do this out of the goodness of our heart, not because we get paid. But I can only imagine if the ACEF and the ACA could expand those courses to web-based courses, I think we could reach a greater number of people to learn about this asset class, because it is very convoluted, and the more people become comfortable with it, the more inclined they would be to engage in it. So yes, support for the ACA and the ACF, because I think the structure is already there in many ways. And perhaps maybe Mr. May could elaborate on that.
Well, I was just going to say, whether it's through the trade association, the nonprofit, or whether it's through entrepreneurship centers at universities, the greatest upswelling over the last several years, and a lot of the graduate programs have been in the entrepreneurship centers and programs all over the United States. And this is a subcomponent of that, is access to capital. We help train people to be entrepreneurs, and then we don't adequately show them how to write a business plan, negotiate a term sheet, and understand valuation at this stage, because it's less transparent than the later public companies. So we definitely would recommend that tax policy is great and some of these other areas, but anything that could be done to increase public awareness and education would be significant.
The key point to that question is, as we talk about the capital gap widening in the country, and a lot of areas in the U.S. are smaller population centers, but we're still growing biotech companies and emerging growth companies, and anything we can do to help organize those early stage capital resources just helps the system start up more entrepreneurial based ventures.
Perfect timing. Thank you. I ask unanimous consent that members will have 5 days to submit statements and supporting materials for the record. Without objection, so ordered. Thank you all very much for being here. This was very instructive. This is going to help the committee as we move forward and address these issues. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, and come to a meeting anytime you want.
We'll take you up on that. This hearing is now adjourned.